Good afternoon, everybody. Anchor Doc Party. What's this? Number 32 here live on a Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And I have the usual suspects in the room. We have Andrew Brown down in I'm not sure which direction, but Andrew's got the headphones on. We have James Fershweiler and DJ Hay with us. And we are here discussing today some neat features of the Anchor app. That's what we're going to talk about, as well as whatever current topics James, DJ, and Andrew have up their sleeve. I know Andrew's got to leave early, so he's got the first dibs at the chair. And Andrew, tell us some highlights of your trip. We know we talked last time about the Anchor Doc Party in New York. That was awesome. What else did you do while you were away?
I was in Columbus to start off with in a mastermind with Amy Schmidauer and Vincenzo Landino, and that was really good because I got to develop some of my IT business, which is cool. Got some ideas for that, for podcasting and some videos and a whole bunch of other things as well on the website. And after that I went to New York, spent 4 days in Columbus, spent 4 days in New York, met you and the Anchor team, which is pretty awesome. And spent 4 days in New York, and that was a pretty cool place to go. Crazy busy place in the city. I thought our traffic was bad. Nothing compared to New York.
Yeah, New York's hot. Oh, you got there on a special time too, right when the election took place?
Yeah. So it was quite interesting with the election being on and the heightened security around certain buildings, especially around the Marriott Hotel near Times Square. And it was noticeably quiet on election day. Mostly at nighttime, because you usually see a lot of people walking around the streets in New York around Times Square anyway. But at nighttime on the election night, it was quiet.
Very quiet.
Much more quieter than usual. And that was pretty interesting. And then I headed off to Toronto, caught up with Chris Gange.
Oh, that was great. How was Chris doing?
Chris is good, yeah. I really like Chris.
Awesome.
Really cool guy. So we spent 3 days being toured around in New York with Chris.
You mean in Toronto?
In Toronto. And, it was good. Went to Niagara Falls. Got some great photos there. And then flew home via LA.
Now, how far is the falls from Toronto?
It's about an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not far.
That's great.
I'm getting phone calls and stuff coming through here at the minute.
Yeah, it's your top of the morning to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm getting some more work today, which is good.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
That is
I'm going to have to head off.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you were able to stop in for us. That's dynamite. And safe travels. Good luck. And we're probably going to do our next doc party sometime in December. So we'll do it early in December. I'll come up with a date and time and let you know. Okay?
Excellent. Sounds good. Have a good one, guys.
Posted. Stay well, man. Thanks.
See ya.
Andrew.
Take care. So James and DJ, hey, what's going on in the music world?
Well, I don't know if you guys listened to my words from last night, but I went and hung out with a friend of mine and a couple other friends of his, and we were doing some DJing, and I was showing them how I can mix as a person who's totally blind. But yeah, I thought I would share that on Anchor a little bit. So I don't know. I know, James, you checked out those waves, but yeah.
Have you ever done, DJ, a YouTube video of how you mix, have somebody actually video you so that you could post it up on YouTube or do a Facebook Live or something? Periscope?
It's funny you brought that up because there is a video that my DJ coach did of me a couple years back of me mixing. So that's still on my channel.
That's awesome. You got to do something more current, though, because now you're much more proficient at it. Right, James?
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't have DJ gigs right now, but
you could just, just do a training gig type YouTube so that you could show how you maneuver all through all of your equipment and are able to do the mixes and things like that. Now, I guess some of that's difficult because you're hearing the tunes coming through headphones before you actually put that out. So, but in terms of what people see, I don't know. You know, the way you're able to interact with the instrumentation would be very interesting for someone like me that has never seen that done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I definitely will do that. Now with Facebook Live, I mean, they still have that thing where, you know, if they notice you using someone's music, you know, you might get an alert saying, hey, we can't post this video because you're using audio that may belong to someone else.
That's true.
But I know that there is a way that you could save Facebook Live videos to your camera roll when you're finished. So.
Yes, you can definitely download them, repurpose them. But again, it depends where you're going to put it. But perhaps you can use some, music that you have permission to spin that would be able to be open source or something. It's not necessarily the music that you're playing. It's more the approach, the technical approach to doing it. So that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I meet with my DJ coach tomorrow, so I'll have to ask him about that. We were supposed to meet on Friday, but unfortunately he had some issues with his car, so we had to reschedule. But yeah, I meet with him tomorrow.
Good.
So,
okay, that would be great.
I mean, I have there is a video, the one where I performed last time. It was a couple months ago, so that's on my channel. But yeah, I totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. You know, people don't appreciate all the time. You know, they hear you on Anchor, they hear James on Anchor. They don't always realize that you guys have some fundamental hurdles that you've overcome in using the technology. And to the people just listening, they have no idea that, you know, that you have visual impairment, which to me is outstanding in terms of how you're able to interact with this stuff. People that are sighted have great difficulty using social applications, and you guys use it like it's second nature, which is amazing to me. And I think people are absolutely astounded when they realize that you guys both have challenges in that way, and you're doing terrific things. But people, and you have such positive attitudes, which is really terrific in a grand way as well, because it's understandable. I mean, you guys are really, really outstanding people, and you're able to do some tremendous things. And technology just aids in that whole process, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely will make sure to get a video out there. I am actually working on the playlist for my next mix as we speak.
No, good.
I mean, no, not, but because I know we're streaming at the moment. But I mean, I'm planning on getting it released before the end of this coming week, since I know Thursday's Thanksgiving and then Friday's Black Friday. And then when I do the December High Energy Tunes mix, that's going to be a very special mix. I'm not going to give any details right now, but when the time gets closer, when I am working on that, I will reveal what it's going to be on Anchor and Twitter and all that other stuff. And, of course, on the Anchor Dog Party as well.
Oh, great. That'll be terrific.
Yep.
Terrific. So, James, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, not much. I am very happy to say this. I have been on Anchor now for 9 months, and I'm going to be starting my 10th month on Anchor pretty soon, actually. A week from today, actually.
Isn't that fantastic? You could be giving birth now. 9 months, right?
Yep.
It's terrific.
I started when they first launched as well. So yeah, I've been on Anchor pretty much almost the same time that he has, and also DJ Mac.
You're a 9-monther. I'm a 9-monther. That's fantastic. There aren't too many of us old guys left on Anchor that are still pumping them out on a daily basis. So that's a good thing to be proud of, for sure. It takes a consistent effort, and people need to know this. It takes a consistent effort on any social media platform to become familiar to people, and also to gain a social following, to gain any type of rapport with others, and people start to learn about you. Some people come in, they expect immediately to be recognized, to be understood, and many, many people don't even get acknowledged because they haven't been in long enough to even, show up in any of the people's streams. So the key, and I don't know if you guys would agree, but when you get into Anchor, doing a consistent either wave on a regular basis or consistent participation in other people's original waves, replying, getting familiar with others, and introducing yourself. I think that's a key critical factor in having great success in Anchor as well as in other social media platforms, but specifically in Anchor.
Yeah, that's what I do. Is I like I said, I check Anchor. That's the first thing I check every morning when I get up. And also, if there's any newbies on Anchor, I reply to their first wave and say, "Hey, welcome to Anchor." And I usually give them a couple recommendations of who they should follow, and I just tell them, "Hey, I think you're really going to enjoy what this platform has to offer. It's a great community." So yeah,
It's fantastic. And I'm starting to hear some younger voices on Anchor too, today specifically. And I'm absolutely positive about that, maybe perhaps bringing a younger crew in, but I'm also concerned and cautious about what they can participate in and listen to, because not everybody is filtered on Anchor, which is good. I think people need to have that, but I do believe that if you have young children on Anchor, they should be monitored and they should be, told, I guess, what type of content to involve themselves with. It's difficult, and not everybody knows who's listening at any time. So I don't know what you folks feel about that.
I just wanted to quickly say something, and then James, you can chime in if you'd like as well, because I know that we've talked about this multiple times with any social platform, but yeah, I definitely do agree with you that the folks at Anchor do need to monitor, especially kids, if they're going to be on Anchor. But also, it's important for them to know that all your waves are heard by everybody, so it's dangerous to give out personal information like your phone number, your address, stuff like that. But also in general, just be careful with what you talk about on Anchor. So, James, what do you have to say about that? Because like I said, I know we've talked about this before with not just Anchor, but with all social networks that kids may be on,
Right. Yeah. As a matter of fact, earlier today, I heard one of my friends that I'm following, Derek, one of his sons, I think it was his son, Saul. Derek did a whole wave, a whole 2-minute wave on his son, Saul, talking about his day and everything, and what he did or something like that. So yeah. And I think that yeah, if while I do certainly like to hear waves from adults, children on Anchor from time to time, as long as they are being monitored and as long as they are aware that that everything that they post on Anchor is public, then I think that we should be fine as long as they're just aware of it.
I'm also concerned about what they hear as well on Anchor, not just what they post, but what they actually involve and listen to, because, there's exposure. And again, we're not filtered, we're not rated. So I believe there should be some level of maturity established in this particular platform, just as any platform, where there may be topics that are maybe just a little bit different, or language that might be a little higher rated that way. Not everybody, like I said, is filtered on Anchor and in social media in general. But what can be exposed could be perhaps not the best for very young children to hear.
What I was also going to mention too is I noticed on Anchor, and I understand we do have our moments, we do get angry and such, but I noticed that there is cussing on Anchor, and that's also something that I think that even adults, because again, I know we do get angry and so forth, but that is something they do need to be careful of, because again, there could be a really young child who could come across that way. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right. That's my concern. That's my concern. So,
That's
I
what-
think everybody should be aware of that, and perhaps,
Trying to keep their cool is what I'm trying to get at, you know?
I like the language to be, quote, business casual. You know what I mean? When you go into a meeting, you have to dress a certain way. I think in the public forums and the public waves, just as on radio, it's not what I would consider, satellite radio, where you subscribe to channels and you have to expect certain things. The information's not rated here. So if it was rated and you could keep filtered channels separate from the mainstream, I think it would be great. But it's not that way yet. And I think it's important that parents make that very, very clear and understand that when they have their children involved. That's key. Enough on that topic.
Yeah,
What else can we talk about today?
But you said there's some new features of Anchor. Did they come out with a new update yet?
Not yet. No, the same. We're still waiting for that, but we certainly.
Okay. I know you said earlier features of Anchor, so I thought, maybe they must have released a new update.
I think what I meant was we have some new members on Anchor, new participants on a daily basis. We have new people coming in, and I think it's important for them to gain insight and education as to how they can use Anchor to their greatest benefit. And we have the Anchor 101 section. We have the support.anchor.fm website that has an awful lot of information, and people need to clue into that area so that they can get, an understanding. And the questions I was going to ask today of people in the group are, what features and what aspects of Anchor do you find most valuable in terms of the feature set? Whether it's the speed up option to listen to waves more quickly, whether it's the sharing options, whether it's anything. And I was looking for some feedback as to what you might find interesting and valuable there.
I like the sharing feature a lot, because it's great how you can share your waves as an audio tweet. But sometimes I will tweet my waves out. It depends on what I'm talking about. Or you can also share them as a text message, or you can even message it to someone through Facebook Messenger, because I know that the Messenger app does have audio recording capability, but the audio quality isn't that great. So that's why it's nice how you could send a wave to someone that way so that they can listen to whatever you have to say. I mean, obviously, if they want to reply back to you, they will have to get Anchor, but it's a pretty neat app, and I definitely hope that it will get big like a lot of other networks have been, but you never know. So, yeah. And, of course, the music feature is pretty cool, too.
What's the last feature you said?
The music feature, where you can add background music.
Oh, yeah.
To your waves.
Are you using that more or less than you did in the past?
I sometimes use it. Like I said, it depends on the wave or if I'm in the mood for it. Sometimes I might just do waves without music so that people could hear me, whatever I'm going to say. But yeah, if I want to have a little background track, I'll put it in there. I'm hoping that the folks in this update will add the ability for you to control the volume of the track, like how a lot of people have been suggesting, so that way people can use it more and more.
Yeah, that would be great to be able to fade that out when the voice comes on so it doesn't detract from the message, because a lot of people record at a volume level that's actually lower than the actual background music, and then you get washed out. So it's important. I've tended to sense that many people are not using it as much now as they were in the past when it first came out, because of that type of feedback that they've heard about. You noticing that, James?
Yeah. And I too use the music feature of Anchor from time to time as well, depending on what mood I'm in. And I also do like the echo feature a lot. And again, it just depends on what people are talking about, if I want to echo them or not. But yeah.
Yeah. See, I like the echo feature from the perspective of just sharing the wave. I think if you can explain why that wave's important and do your own wave and then link to it, sometimes that's more valuable than just doing the wave. And we've put requests in for that. The echo, having some type of intro to the echo, so that you can customize why that wave was important to you and important enough to echo it. Some people just don't like the fact that echoes exist at all, simply because they muck up the stream quite a bit, especially if you're following the person that did the original wave, and then other people echo it, so they tend to see it more frequently than they would prefer to. So it's a good feature if used properly, and it could be one feature that we might not need as much of, since we have the sharing capability. And being able to customize a share, I think, is even more powerful than just sharing out the wave without any type of commentary on it. But
yeah, I think it would be great if they added the ability for you to, like, if you're tweeting it, for example, it would be great if they added the ability for you to edit the text instead of having to say the default hashtag listen to yada yada yada. So, like, say if it's one of your followers' birthdays and you wanted to send it out as a special birthday shout out, you can easily add in their Twitter username. So, like, if they at whoever, like at Ava Uniclix, for example, this is a birthday tweet, whatever. So,
Yeah.
but also, I think the echo intro, I was just thinking about that, and I think I remember seeing someone writing that on the Anchor .fm website, so I'm hoping they will add this, because sometimes even for me, it's hard to tell, okay, wait, is this wave echo? Is it a wave somebody I follow posted? So, yeah, I think that could be very beneficial.
Yeah, and I like your idea about being able to edit the tweet before it actually posts. That would be phenomenal. Now, the only way to do that is to copy the link and then go out to Twitter manually and do your post and then have a link back. But having it as a Twitter card, as it does an audio card directly from Anchor, but having the ability to modify the title and the hashtag, that would be awesome. That's a great idea, DJ. Like that.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Awesome.
I love the Anchor Dog parties. They're so much fun.
They are. And I know that we were going to keep this one kind of shorter simply because of your Eagles.
The Eagles are starting the game at 4:25 today, so they're going to have some great competition today. They're playing the Seattle Seahawks, and Super Bowl champions, terrific team. Eagles have their hands full, and they are the traveling team today. So they are in Seattle, and that stadium gets very, very loud. The Eagles had a practice in a really noisy stadium. They always do that. They crank up the volume so that they can hear their calls and whatnot on the field, and it should be a good game. I don't know if you get that televised in your area or not, James.
Actually, we do, yes.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah.
You might be able to catch. That's going to be a good game, regardless of whether you're rooting for either team. It's just going to be a good physical game, and it should be very technical as well. So, not bad at all. Fantastic. Well, you guys have plans for Thanksgiving? Because I won't be seeing you until after Thanksgiving.
I'm going to go to one of my aunt's house for Thanksgiving dinner. She's hosting Thanksgiving dinner, so that'll be nice.
Wow. What's the most favorite food she makes for you, DJ?
Well, I think this is her first time hosting Thanksgiving Day dinner, so yeah, but I know that I definitely know I love all the classic foods like, turkey with gravy, mashed potatoes, some sweet potatoes, a little bit of cranberry sauce, roll, you name it.
I'm getting hungry listening to you. About some pie. What kind of pie do you like?
Oh, yeah, I got to say, my absolute favorite, especially around this time of year, is pumpkin pie with a little bit of whipped cream on top, and then with a cup of coffee. That's
nice hot cup of Java, right? Nice hot cup of Java with that pie. You might even need a second slice.
Probably, yeah. And of course, I do love apple pie a la mode as well. That's also another. But definitely my favorite, especially during Christmas and Thanksgiving, is pumpkin.
Oh yeah. How about you, James?
What about you?
Yeah. Well, my family and I are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving at our place. We've done that a couple of times. So yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, so we're having some of our close relatives come, and my dad Jay is very excited because he's going to be flying down from Hawaii. Actually,
Oh, wow. He's coming in. That's terrific. Yeah, that's terrific.
yeah. He'll be here until he'll be here from Wednesday night to all the way through Monday, and then he flies back on Tuesday.
Wow, that's going to be
And then
great.
my mom and I are going to go over there for Christmas.
Oh, really? You're going to Hawaii for Christmas?
Yes.
Whoa, that is awesome. Wow. How's your dad doing with his phone? Did he ever handle that Samsung phone? What happened?
Well, he did order an iPhone 7 Plus, and unfortunately, that's not going to get to where he is until the end of this month, and so he's not going to have a phone to use while he's down here. So from my understanding, he's going to forward the calls and everything to my mom's phone so that he can use that at least for the time that he's here and still, do what he needs to do. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You need to use voice over IP and not be dependent on that number. That way you can pick up his calls wherever. He might even want to set up Google Voice, and with Google Voice, he can have it ring on a regular number and have it go wherever he wants it to, and then give out that number in his voicemail. That might work too. Terrific. Oh, that's great. Well,
I was going to say, he could also get a Zello as well.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. No matter what device you have, you could use Zello and you could just talk for free. And it's instant live push to talk. It's awesome. So that's another option I just thought of too.
Yeah, I'll definitely talk to him about that and see what he thinks. Although I don't know if he'll do that, because a lot of his friends from work and everything, they don't really have Zello as far as I know of.
Yeah.
So yeah, they would have to get it. So yeah.
That would be challenging for a lot of people, but yeah, for people that already have it, that would be terrific. And you need to be able to get your calls, so that would work.
What's your Thanksgiving, Avi?
We normally go out. We don't have a big family anymore. A lot of our family has gone on to another place. You know what I mean? And with a smaller family, we don't cook as much as we used to. So we normally make what we make, and that's reservations. So I always like to go to a historic style restaurant that has the atmosphere, and this one's going to be a place that was built back in the 1700s in Pennsylvania, and it's a nice place. So it should be very fun. So yeah. I get to go out. Yeah, so it'll be fun. And, we'll report back. Everybody's going to report back. Hopefully we'll be hearing some waves of some great dinners and good fun times with the family on Anchor. And
I'm going to post that, most definitely.
That'll be great. Well, I'm so happy you guys joined us today. As usual, it's always great to see you guys. And looking forward to some great times, the end of the holidays or this holiday week. And then we're into December with, Christmas, New Year's. There's going to be a lot of parties going on. What tremendous times, right?
Right.
Yes, yeah. And not only that,
awesome.
but my bad. Not only that, but December is the month of somebody's birthday, who I'm a big fan of, and James, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, for all those who might be listening to the video of this on YouTube, yes, in very early December, December 4th, is mine and DJ's favorite DJ to listen to, Ferry Corsten.
That's his birthday, December 4th, 1973. When he came to Yep. So, absolutely, and I will definitely let you know when the mix for this month is released and all that stuff. So I am most likely going to go back to SoundCloud, since that's the most accessible website as far as uploading, and also I know that it's very popular. So I will definitely let you guys know when the mix for November is here, and also I'll get it out there. I'll tweet it out. I'll anchor it, and as well as letting you know when the December one is here. But like I said, when I'm working on that one, I'll definitely reveal what it's going to be.
Terrific. That sounds great. All right, then. That's fantastic. guys, which is another wrap on the Anchor Doc Party number 32. All right. So we'll
All
be
right.
seeing you soon. Have a great weekend, rest of it, and go Eagles.
All right.
Yep, and we
Thanks
hope
so
that
much
all
for
of you will
having
have a
us.
great Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Stay well. Bye-bye.